Ducket Fishing's Jacob Wheeler Select Series. We asked Jacob Wheeler to pick out his favorite 6 rod designs, and we supercharged them with X-helical coil construction, carbon nanotechnology, and tri-level graphite integration to produce a rod with unparalleled performance and superb balance. Check out the Wheeler Select Series by going to ducketfishing.com. Well, let's get to this. So you're just back from the first BASS Open Division II event at Sam Rayburn. I got my thoughts about the whole thing, but let's hear from you. What did you learn? What did you learn from that event?
Yeah, that was a go with the flow event. That was where you really had to embrace the. I don't want to use the word luck, but you had to embrace the unknown element of it.
Yeah.
It ended up being a one-day event.
Turkey shoot.
It's really hard. Like I'll never criticize a tournament director or an organization for canceling a day due to safety, whether it be weather or not.
Absolutely, I agree.
You know, we've had some really sad things that have happened in the past couple years on the water, and they're making the best decision that they can with the information that they have at hand. Yes, it's inconvenient. It's a bummer that it ended up being a one-day shootout with a $2,000 entry fee, but Hank had an impossible job there to do, so I'll never argue with canceled days due to safety. It was literally just go out and catch them. I mean, I hadn't fished a BFL since I think 2015 maybe, and It reminded me a lot of that. Like you go out and you either make it happen or you don't. I kind of liked that element of it. I was excited for it. You know, every fish you don't have a chance to make it up, but at the end of the day, you come in and you're like, man, that's like a quarter of the division that was just done in one day. There was some stuff that with the flighting of the fields, I thought that was odd. You know, like guys in the first flight took out at 7 and then they held the next flight for 10 minutes. I didn't even start fishing till 9, 10 in the morning. So there was a whole half of the field that basically had the lake to themselves for a couple hours.
I watched your show this morning already.
I mean, it is what it is. I think there could have been a better way to do that, but also I think this is the first one-day open that they've ever had.
Yeah. So
you either catch them or you don't, and I caught them, just not good enough.
Well, I mean, you got 5 and you got there. So from a fishing standpoint, what's the lesson? Any lessons?
The lessons you just have to. You cannot force things on the water. You have to let them happen organically, and even more so, you know, when you're used to having 16 to 17 hours to make it happen in 8, it's real easy to run around to try to force things to happen. And if you think about it, you know, you watch the best in the business do it. You watch Wheeler fish, you watch Polinick fish. And the cool thing with the GoPros, with the cameramen that are in them, with the live coverage that MLF and BASS and the MPFL has, is these guys that are at the top of their game, they never feel like they're in a rush. They always feel like they're in control over the course of the days. And I think in order to have success, whether it be a one-day tournament or a 3-day tournament, that's kind of all between the ears, as long as you've done your homework and you're around the fish.
Did you catch your fish doing what you thought you were going to do?
I caught him in the exact same spot that I thought I was going to catch my biggest fish. I made good decisions. I just didn't have an opportunity to big fish. Like that water dropped 11 degrees, and there had been a lot of floaters, a lot of suspended fish that you have to give it enough time to realize it's not going to happen and that those fish aren't there. But I did run around a little bit during the middle of the day. I was smart enough to say, okay, I know there's fish here on this spot. So I went back and just kind of milked it out. Once I realized it wasn't going to be a wide open 20 to 30 pound bag, get the most points that you can, finish as high as you can, and lose the battle, but win the war, hopefully.
I'm Keith Neiswanger. This is the Bass 2 Anglers podcast. Please remember to like and subscribe. If you'd like to reach us, please send us a direct message on Instagram at Bass Tour Anglers Podcast. Take care. Be safe. We'll talk to you next time.